Welcome to another tech video. This one we're looking at an HP Pavilion 14-inch with no display, so we're going to be changing the screen today. So the first thing you're going to need is some tools, and we've got a spreader, we've got a pair of sharply pointy pliers, we've got two Phillips screwdrivers, one slightly bigger than the other. That's those off. They're not coming out, but I'm just going to pop those out through the underneath of the case. And the case actually feels quite loose on there, so yeah, someone's definitely been in here before. And then we're going to remove our two screws at the back. Okay, that's not coming out at the moment. Then we want to take a spreader tool, and we're going to go in through one of the corners and just run that down the side and unclip everything as we go along, and that is now actually come completely loose and off. We're going to remove that screw out of there. That's the cover removed. Inside the system, let's have a look a little bit closer. So we've got a little bit of grub and grime on the block that sits on the processor and GPU underneath there. The rest of it looks fairly clean. We've got an NVMe drive, 256 gig. We've got an additional 8 gig of storage, so I'm not sure if this is 8 gig on board, and then an additional slot here. So we haven't managed to have a look at it yet because the display is obviously not working. So the first thing that we want to do is to remove the battery, and on the battery there should be, I think, 5 screws. And then the battery should just lift out, which it does, so we'll put that to one side. The next thing is we want to remove the screen itself. So to remove the screen, we're going to need to remove the Wi-Fi aerial off the card here. And we're going to need to disconnect the screen itself. Let's have a look at that. Sorry. Right, so all you want to do is to take your little tweezers that we've got. So we want to get underneath each side of the aerial connector and just gently lift that up until it pops off. Being careful not to damage anything. There we go. And that then unfeeds through here. I'm going to take out, go until that moves out of the way. And then on this side, we're going to take our prizer tool and we're just going to pop the top of this clip up so that it releases. And then we're going to take our little tool just to remove that cable from around there and remove the stickiness. That's that part done. Next is we want to release the hinges. So you've got 2 screws in each of the hinges. So that's now released. So the next thing we want to do is we're just going to get a little screwdriver under this hinge just so we can get your fingers underneath it, and we're going to raise this up a little way, and same for this one. Just to lift that up a bit, and then we're going to lift up the base, and that should then slide out from the top of the screen. And then we've got our screen disconnected. Okay, so to get into the screen, you're going to need a series of tools. So what we've got is we've got some plastic or nylon spreader tools and an unclipper tool. So what you want to do is you want to try and get in somewhere around the screen. Normally we should be able to get in under one of these bottom hinges, but this one looks a little bit trickier. Let's see if we can go in on the corner here. A metal spreader, lift that up. No, okay. Okay, there we go. So if we go in one of these bottom hinges, essentially we've got the ability to get in there. Ah, yes. Okay, got the ability to get in there, but I'm not sure. Yep, there we go. Going through the bottom with a metal prizer seems to be a better way of doing it. Okay, so we unclip that, and then we can get in. There we go, that's better. Now get to the base of the hinge. So this hinge unit actually looks like it comes apart. Yep, there we go. Okay. So it doesn't really help us much, to be honest, at the moment. Okay, so let's now try see if we can get in anywhere else. Can. So let's see if we can get under there yet. No. I can see why it's so difficult. It's because it's actually glued on. There we go. So now we've got something under that front edge. We should be able to work this along. There we go. So that's what we needed. Needed to get the front edge up so that we can work our way along with our fingers and remove the glue that's on the back of the bezel. And then we can go around the edges and peel them up. Take that hinge cover out of the way, and that one. And once you get the bottom off, the sides are much easier. We're just carefully going along here. I'm going to be careful when we come to this area here, because you want to unclip that. There we go, but making sure that you don't damage the webcam. And there we go. Whew. Okay, so that's now completed. Let's just get rid of all the fluff off everywhere. Okay, so we can see that we've got 2 screws and 3 screws down at the bottom, but I'm not sure if we need to take that out. I'm fairly confident that we should be able to get this screen out. And then we take the other screw out on this side. See if we can get the screen out then. Okay. Now we should be able to lift up these edges. Okay, yeah. And that seems fairly well fixed in there at the moment. See that? Yeah. Okay. So I think this might have been replaced previously, but Let's see if we can get the screen out. It's stuck down on the edge here, so normally what happens is the screen at this point should flip out, but it looks like this has been well and truly stuck in. I think probably we're going to end up destroying the screen getting it out, but okay, we're going to have to remove this with force, so we might get covered in glass doing this. Oh, there we go. I'm going to take this non-peelable adhesive off. There we go. Well, we got it out. Unfortunately, absolutely mangled it. So I've never known a screen be stuck in so bloody difficultly. There we go. Top section, we should be able to get out from here now. Oh, blimey. Unbelievable. Okay. So now we've got the screen out, we can unpick this. This is the adhesive tape that holds the clip in. There we go. This, oh my God, look at it. Oh, unbelievable. So we're going to take that off this side and we're going to put something a lot less intrusive. That is just crazy. There we go. Right. So that is the screen out. That then goes in there. Okay. Right. So the connector is now on with the tape reseated. So we need to put a couple of strips of double-sided tape down the edge. And to do that, I'm going to be using this 3M VHB tape. And I'm just going to put one run down the center there. Cut that off the bottom. That. Then we do the same again on this side. Now this VHB tape is nowhere near as aggressive as the last lot of tape that we've got off this. Okay. Now that part's done, what we want to do is we want to look at the front bezel. And we want to clean off as much of the double-sided tape as we can. So all we're doing is basically stripping off the tape, double-sided tape that's been added. and down the sides. I want to peel all of that off and get some fresh tape on there. Pretty much exactly the same. We're going to take some 3M black tape and we're going to thread this, and then on the sides we're going to take a micro bead. Okay, so before we put the bezel back on, I'm just going to pop these screws back in here, which are our 3 hinge screws. Now we're going to put our bezel on. We want to do this from the top. We want to place the top. First of all, good. Need to do the peel. And then we can put this on. Okay, that is now all on. So we've got our 2 cables to connect. Let's now put the hinge covers on. I will sort those hinges out later. But now we want to make sure that everything's working, so we're going to slide those back under there. Like that. And like that, to make sure the hinges are in place. Right, so the next thing is we want to get these hinges screwed back down. So we've got 2 screws in each one in there. Okay, then we want to route the aerial back round to here. That will just there. We'll feed that back. And then we take our play cable, routes through there, into there. Right, so let's get the battery back in. 5 of these screws. Okay, so now let's just pop that lid back on for a sec. Yeah, cool. Let's see if we've got the screen working. Okay, yes we do. Brilliant. Right, so let's press and hold that, power that off, and then once it's all back together, we've got the hinges back on there now as well. We can get this all clipped back together as well as we can, bearing in mind that it looks like it's been pretty badly damaged on the corners. Just nothing quite fits on it. I know it has had a bit of a drop, I believe, but that is looking much better than it was. Okay, so finally we've got our 2 screws at the back, which incidentally go through the hinges to give you additional bit of support. That's that. And then we've got our 3 smaller screws at the front. There we go. Right, so what we're going to do is, because we've only got 2 of the feet, not sure what happened there, but all we're going to do is we're just going to pop a couple of dots of super glue on the bottom. Most people will probably shout at me for doing this, but it works just fine. Just 3 dots of super glue. Saves any double-sided tape mess, and it's easy to get off as well. It needs to be taken apart in the future. And then we're going to put these on the back feet, and the reason for that is because we want to get as much height on the back as we can, because that's where our airflow is along here. Go. And that's it. That is that is definitely the most difficult screen replacement I've ever done. I'm glad it's over, to be honest. But yeah, just goes to show when you're doing a repair after it's already been repaired once. I'm fairly sure that's what's happened here. I'm sure the screen is a previous screen, and the menders have stuck it in there well and truly good. All I can say is thank God that's over with. What a traumatic experience getting that screen off. I've never seen a screen stuck on so strong. So it looks like potentially that's already had a screen replacement at some point. We've put on some less strong tape so that if it goes again and the next person who changes it won't have such a trauma as we've had. Anyway, if you found the video useful, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just want to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.